Hello, friends. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Little Rocky Mountain love for you. This is Shanahan Ridge. Amazing spot. Hi, Sue Lynn. Hi, Grace. So I'm on my lunch break from a foundation class with my amazing friend and co-facilitator, Desiree Dumond, and some really incredible people that have joined us for these 4 days. And hi, Eleanor. I'm just switching hands here. I need my selfie stick. I didn't bring it. We've been playing this week in this class with this foundation class it creates so much space and so much like just getting out of judgment. And we've been talking a lot about how, you can like involve yourself in this reality. You can, engage yourself in this reality. And you can try to handle the problems of this reality and the problems that you've decided you have that basically exist in the context of this reality. And you can also go beyond it and actually create something just totally different and basically ignore this reality. And and the thing is that business in this reality is actually a distraction. It is a distractor implant. And what that means is it is actually something that is specifically designed to distract us from the potency that we be and the creation that we be. And business is basically just about problem solving. Business in this reality is about problem solving. It's about finding the problems and creating the solutions. Hey, Celine. Hi, everybody. Finding the problems and creating the solutions to the problems. And when we do that, we stay so ingrained in this reality, and we stay so ingrained in impossibility. And what is business beyond this reality? Well, it's actually the creation of possibility. It's actually the creation of things that have never existed before that are so exciting and enlivening for us to actually create. That is what creates a different world. It's also what creates money coming into our lives. And it's a space. It's actually something that constantly adds to your life and embellishes your life and makes your life greater. And, in this world, like business for so many people is just the thing that you have to do to solve the problems, to create the money. Hi, Desiree. To create the money that you've decided you would like to have. And for so many people, that's actually quite boring. And business is not very interesting because that reality with business is very boring. Just to do something that doesn't really make any sense, doesn't really contribute to a greater world, to make money, most people aren't that interested. Most people that are interested in these conversations are not interested in that. And so what is business actually? And, I facilitate a lot of classes on business. I do, joy business classes and these generative business pods. And those are two of, I do a lot of different stuff. But basically, we talk about the joy of business. Business is the adventure of creating your life and living. And when you're actually in your life and when you're living and when you're actually engaged in whatever it is that brings you joy and the creation that is fun for you and true for you, that is a different reality with business that actually is the invitation for money to come into your world and for more possibilities to come into your world and for new people to come into your world and for more joy, more creation, more joy, more creation. Oh my gosh, my camera is getting very dark. And so what would it be like to create business from that space? And a lot of times, people hear this and it sort of almost sounds like a bit of a fantasy, like, oh, that sounds really great and I got to pay my bills. Well, what if that wasn't actually, because when we focus on something that's so small, like paying my bills, we make it really big, but it's not actually small. It's not actually big. It's actually quite small for how we would actually like to be creating. When we focus on that, and we don't focus on the big picture, the big conversation of what would be fun for us, then we actually get so bored and we have to diminish ourselves and diminish everything that we're creating, because we're not giving ourselves enough of a challenge, We're not giving ourselves enough of enough creative juice to actually do something really different. And so with business, it's like, what if you could really let go of everything that you've decided business is? What if you could let go of everything that you've decided your business is? And what if you could actually look at business as the business of your life? Everything that you do from the moment you wake up in the morning until you go to bed at night, and even while you're sleeping. Leah! Leah's going to jump on with me in a minute. She's at my house. Oh my God, there's some really pretty little butterflies. But what if your business, like for me, it's like hiking is part of my business. Going to yoga is part of my business. Sleeping is part of my business. Drinking water, talking to people, playing in the world, being with my kids, like it's all part of my business. And if it's like, if you look at an organism, the health of the organism is actually really dependent upon the whole organism. Michelle, hey, Stefan, hi guys. The health of the organism is dependent upon the whole organism and all of the different parts. If you look at your body, it's like if your liver isn't doing well, your whole body is going to be compromised. And it's like that with our lives and what we're doing to create the money that we may be asking for, and the living, and what do our days actually, what would you actually like your days to look like, and that includes everything. But when we exclude anything from that, when we diminish and we eliminate, different aspects of our lives from the whole of what we're creating, then we're working with this fragmented thing that it's very hard to move it forward. It's very hard to actually create. And it's actually, I would say, impossible to really have fun and to really enjoy, because all of you is not invited to the party of creation. And so what's actually possible beyond all of that? And so what is business beyond this reality? Well, for me, it's the acknowledgement of everything that is part of everything that you're creating, your whole life and living. And it's also this, I'm doing a generative business pods, which is a 6-month business adventure, and it's starting next week. And I've been doing this. I'm heading into my 6th year with this program, and it's been absolutely amazing to see what's shown up in people's lives from being part of it. And part of the exploration is really looking at, what would you actually like your life to be? What would you like the entirety of your life to be? How would you like your days to look and to be for you? Do you want to be crazy busy? Do you want to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off? Do you want to have space? Do you want to have fun? Do you want to have more money? Would you like to have more creation, more, new things, different things, new revenue streams? So we take 6 months and we deep dive into that conversation for everybody who's part of it, so that we can you can actually start to create it. And it is very much like a business and life. That's lovely, trash. It is a business and life creation and living creation intensive, because we really look at everything, and we also look primarily at, you. And like, what if you knew that you could create everything that you would like to actually create. And the theme of this particular one is 2 feet in. 2 feet in the reality of possibilities. So 2 feet in beyond this reality. And because if you are like straddling the line, you know, and you're like, yes, possibilities and judgment. Yes, possibilities and contraction. Yes, possibilities and limitation. Then that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get your point of view creates your reality. You're going to get whatever it is that you're putting out there. And are you actually committed? If you would like to have something greater, you know, maybe your life is phenomenal and you like it to be even more phenomenal. Maybe your life isn't as phenomenal as you would like it to be, and you know there's more. So would you like to have something greater? And if so, how committed are you to that? Do you play with it a little bit, approach it a little bit, and then retract? Do you move in the direction of that until it gets uncomfortable and then pull out? Do you use some of the great tools of access consciousness? And I'll come in the back. Yeah. Do you use some of the tools of access consciousness and then, you know, and then stop and be like, oh, never mind. I actually, you know, I have to get real about my life here, and I have to get real about what I need, and I have to get real here, you know. It's none of that actually, because pulling out, but continuing to stay with, you know, what is it that I am actually asking for here? What is it that I am actually committed to here? And am I willing to stay the course and continue to play with possibilities and with space and with choice and with the joy of living and the joy of business in a way that I maybe haven't been willing to do before? Am I willing to stay with it and see it through? Because the more you nurture those spaces of creation and the more you nurture your commitment to the reality that you know is real and true for you, and the more you stay with it and the less you duck out when things, you know, don't go your way or whatever, the more you begin to substantiate that as your reality, and it becomes your reality. Hey, Claudia. So you are invited to come and play. And I actually have 2 amazing ladies here that I asked if they would, they're in my house right now, and we've been talking about the business pods. And I asked them if they would talk a little bit about their experience of being in the pods. It's such a cool program because for me, I love it. I get to know people really well. I get to like really be in creation with them, in the creation of everything they're asking for in their life and business. It's a relatively small program. It's very intimate. And it's so fucking cool to see what people choose after doing the pods and from doing it. So we have Deborah and Leah.
Hi.
So maybe I'll talk to you guys one at a time.
Sure.
Okay, so Deborah, oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's like, do you want to tag people? So tell, because we were just talking about, you actually gave me the idea to do this.
Oh, great.
Facebook Live. So talk about your experience.
2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, my world was, as I knew it, was turned upside down. Lost my business, and all of a sudden Heather was on Facebook, and I'm like, what is this all about? What is this? And I'm like, I called her and I said, I don't have a business. I have nothing. She goes, well, you have a life. Your life is your business. And I went, holy shit. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I like this energy, and I'm going to jump in and play with it. At the time, I didn't even know where I was going to get the money to do it, but I didn't care. I knew I had to do it because the life that I had was not going to be the one I was going to live in. So more than anything, Heather mentored. I mean, she spot on every week would say, okay, what are you doing? What do you want to do? And it was the greatest thing ever. And where I have come from in these last 2 years, I own a business, I bought a house, everything has changed. And it's just, okay, everybody needs to me, everyone needs a mentor. And she was my mentor, and I cannot give her enough gratitude. And that's why in everything she's done in my life, she keeps popping up, and I keep going, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do it with Heather now. So that's why I'm taking the foundation. Don't even think about this. If you're on this and you have the energy, run fast towards her. You'll never regret it.
Oh, I adore you. Thank you.
Do it now before it fills up. You can't do it.
Well, and it's so cool because I've seen this so many times where people are like, I want to do the business pods. I want to do the business pods, because a lot of people have been eyeing it for years. And they're like, but I don't have the money. And I have seen so many people choose it, and the money shows up from the choice. And that's exactly what she was like, yeah. I don't know where I'm going to live. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And next thing we know, you were like, oh, I went to work that next day after I chose it. And that was like $800 in my pocket, you know?
It was great.
Yeah.
It just kept going. It was a little bitty snowflake, and then it was an igloo within 2 years.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for creating. I mean, it's so cool to see.
Yeah.
What you've created and what you are creating, and just how every time I see you, there's more of you, and it's such a total delight. So thank you for that.
And one thing, you can't do it alone, people. You can't go where your energy takes you.
Why would you want to? Anyway?
Exactly.
Okay, now we have Miss Leah.
Hi.
So she did the business pods just the last round that I did.
I'm really sad they're done.
Aw, well, there's more.
There's
you
always
can always do more. People, actually, there's a lot of people that do the pods over and over and over. There's people that have been doing it for years, and they just keep doing it. So you can,
Yeah.
I keep doing it.
Just
so.
keep choosing it. Yeah. Choice. You want me to say about my experience?
Yeah.
Cool. So I chose the pods with Heather. I think I had been eyeing it from the last round and was like, I don't know, am I ready? And it was a yes. And I had the cash, and I was like, I'm doing it. I'm putting the cash in. And I'm so grateful for it. It was like a consistent touching base with people using the access tools and having so much fun, and also a space of vulnerability where you could really like tap into, where you might be limited, and like out-create that, not out-choose it, and like have people celebrating that around you. And I was actually able to, I made the choice to go into my business full-time. I was doing it as a side hustle for a couple years, and now I'm doing it full-time. And so that's...
And rocking it.
Thank you. It's been a huge contribution to my life. And then the other thing I really loved about the pods were the polls that you got with it.
Uh-huh.
Like, holy cow,
Yeah,
those alone.
Polls. Yeah.
Like, you can have a piece of the pods every single moment of every single day if you want it. Another really fun thing that I chose to do was engage on Facebook Live, and also like within the group, the Facebook group, and that was really fun to touch base with people. You make connections, like the connections alone.
Yeah.
Like it's
really
like so
cool people.
multifaceted, multi-dynamic. Just, I'm so grateful I did it. Maybe I'll choose it again. Like it's such a great choice for me. Hi, Becky. I like saying hi to people on here.
Cool.
It's really fun.
I know. A lot of people actually that are on here. Well, so Becky was on the pods. Michelle is going to be. Michelle was, she's helping create it.
Awesome.
There's a lot of people that have done it, many times or once, and then they're great, and it's so, I created it because I really wanted there to be a place to have a conversation ongoing with people and with people who really were committed to using the tools of Access Consciousness daily.
Yeah.
And who were really in a creation conversation with their businesses and their lives daily, and wanted that, that nurturing. And it's so cool to see the connections that get formed, and just where people go with it. It's been really amazing. So
one thing we're talking about in Foundation today was no exclusion. And I think what Deb was saying just a minute ago of, you shouldn't do it alone, or why would you want to? Well, the contribution that the whole group, the energy of the individuals in the group, like creates this synthesis of energies that it wouldn't be the same if one person was out of it. It's like, so it's really magical and dynamic, just depending on like who all gets in there, and then you can play together. I highly recommend it. I have no regrets.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So cool. Yeah. And there are some really cool people coming together for this group, as always. It's always like amazing peeps. This time I've been, for the past few years, I've been doing a theme, and like I said before, this theme of this particular round is 2 feet in a reality of possibilities. So really going, yep, I'm ready to not believe my story anymore. I'm ready to get out of judgment. I'm ready to stop listening to my mind. I'm ready to actually dive in and play. And oh, you're welcome, Claudia. And it's gonna be a rocket ship. This one is 6 months. There's a little more than I've done before. I'm adding SOP sessions with people. If you don't know what those are, they're amazing. There's more pod calls, and it's pretty awesome. The energy pulls that I'm doing right now, the acknowledge pulls, which have been phenomenal, are part of it. And then there's a series coming up in a couple weeks called Sexualness and Creation. And both of those are part of the pods. So if you come and play, you get all of that. And I always throw in lots of little fun bonuses too. So Michelle posted the link below, but you can go to generativebusinesspods.com if you want to check it out. We start on Monday. I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm always ready. Like the pods are for me too. It's totally a selfish creation. I love playing with these energies and bringing these energies into my life and going, yeah, I am ready to be 2 feet in. Claudia just did her first SOP. Yay! Yeah, I'm ready to be 2 feet in. No more distraction, no more judgment, no more conclusion, no more stopping, just going and going and going. And that's the energy of this next 6 months. So if you're ready for that in your life and your business, I have never seen people choose it and not be able to create the funds for it. It's one of those things where you choose and it starts contributing to your life. So if you have any other questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. But come and play, generativebusinesspods.com. And truly, what would you actually like your life to be? What would you actually like your life to be? Because you can create it. You can create it. And in Access Consciousness, we have the tools for that. And all you got to do is show up and use them. And use them, and use them, and use them. And be you. So thanks for being here, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and take care.